What choice do we have?
Hello and welcome to Queening Out. It is the eve of the trade deadline.
Now, is it the trade deadline or the trading deadline?
Trading deadline.
No, I think it's just the trade
trade
deadline.
deadline?
Even now, I've heard people say trading deadline.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
I'm gonna. That sounds actually awkward.
Okay.
Right?
But
I
like
say
when it's like, I don't know. I feel like when MLB posts about it, it's the trade
deadline.
But when I hear
Right.
people talk about it, it's the trading deadline. The trading deadline.
Anywho,
I think the official title is the trade deadline.
you kind of broke up my.
Sorry.
Now I. No, I was gonna say better known as the funeral of the 2026 Mets.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
Yes.
And yes, and a couple of trades already happened.
Mhm.
AJ, right?
Yes,
Mentor.
AJ Mentor. Yes,
And the big one today.
a great Met.
Yeah, Freddy Peralta, who was a complete bust for the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
But we wish him well.
Yep.
Yes.
And here we are.
Yep.
And oh wait, I wanted to say my quote, Gary's quote, because it really kind of sums it up. At the end of the broadcast today, Gary said, "And we will reconvene in Cleveland with what's left of the Mets, whatever is left of the Mets."
Wow.
So even Gary understands the ramifications of the next few days.
Sean, can you point to how you feel
Sean's
about
the Mets? To how he feels. His
fire
emoji.
sale here?
About the fire sale? Well, about the Freddy Peralta trade, I think that...
Okay.
What is that, actually?
That means my mind's kind of blown.
Mind blown.
Mm-hmm. Well, you expected it, though. No?
But the Mets got 3 prospects, including Aiden Smith, who was traded for Randy Rosarena, but has been terrible since then. They also got Gary Hill, who is more of a command first, probably back end starter kind of prospect, and Emilian Petre, who is a contact oriented.
Jeff McNeil reincarnated,
possibly, probably who swings out of the zone less. So,
yeah,
but we'll see.
Playing
second base.
What should we?
That's true. He walks like almost double the amount as he's struck out.
Yes. And double this year.
It was
24 years old.
An outfielder, a second baseman,
and
a starting pitcher, which is a pretty good haul, I would say, for a sucky pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered. All things considered, you traded Jet Williams, who's been fine in AAA this year.
Right.
And, I mean, again, probably has more bona fide as a prospect than Emilian Petre, but at this point, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Jet Williams, I don't know if he's still ever really recovered from his wrist injury a few years ago. And
I just thought of something funny. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. So his first name is what?
Who?
The
Petre, Emilian.
So when Jake put it in the group chat, I thought he was talking about Emily Ann. I'm like, why is he bringing up Emily Ann?
Yes.
And I almost said something.
Yes.
So I'm glad I did it because I'm like, what? I thought he was like, I don't know. I I thought he was calling me Emily Ann. I was so confused. And anyway, but I'm glad I didn't comment because that makes sense. Now, as you're saying that, it's coming, but it's coming back. So I think we should do a new segment of like how does Sean feel? Like he's going to throughout the episode, he's going to point to his shirt on how he's
that's how he's feeling
to gauge his emotions.
I mean, I remember we did an episode when the Mets got Freddy Peralta, and
we were happy.
Yeah,
we were.
I think. Yes, I think everyone. At least I thought it was a good trade at the time. I was very high on Freddy Peralta. I made that clear on this show. I've always been high on Freddy Peralta. But the reality is it didn't work out.
He came to the Mets and became a shell of himself.
Again,
he couldn't put batters away, really.
Yeah, he couldn't get deep in games. He couldn't finish 5 innings.
Yeah, what do they call him? 4-inning Freddy?
5-inning Freddy.
5-inning
Freddy. Really, more like 4-inning Freddy this year. And he always had those problems, but I think his problems that he had throughout the entirety of his career outweighed his talent this year more than it ever has.
That's a good way to put it.
And that's what you were left with, the product that he produced
which was
throughout the entirety of this first half this year. And I think it's important to note, I think Freddy Peralta still is very talented. He seems like a great teammate also.
He seems like a good guy. This is really no comment on him as a person. It's just unfortunate.
No, it didn't work out. Would I be surprised at all if he goes to Tampa and has a great second half with them? No. Like, Tampa's very good at producing talent and finding the talent within players. And there's a lot of talent there with Freddy Peralta. So I would not be shocked if he's a big piece of the Rays trying to win the AL East.
Which would not be good for you, by the way.
Yes, but
as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah. But I think Peralta.
We wish him well.
I could see him contributing.
Yeah.
There and there.
Excuse me.
I mean, listen, like Sean, I think Sean, you said earlier, starting pitching has not been this team's problem. I mean, it hasn't been great, but it certainly has not been the most.
And Freddy Peralta being good would have helped this team.
Sure.
Do I think they would still, even if Freddy Peralta was having a year like he had last year, would they still be in a spot where they were probably selling at the deadline? Probably. Realistically,
probably.
Yeah.
But I think my mantra has been for years now, like we needed an ace. We never haven't had an ace.
Yeah.
We thought he was going to be the ace, the stopper, and it just never was that. So that's disappointing in its own right. Yeah. I mean, the season as a whole is disappointing, obviously, as whatever. But I mean, I don't have any ill will towards Freddy Peralta. I agree with you. I think he's a good guy. Like, he says all the right things. Like, it's just unfortunate that it just didn't work out.
He just doesn't really have a breaking ball is his problem. I mean, I'm also just looking at it quick. His extension was down across the board this year. So I don't know if he's been nursing something or whatever. But, he's just kind of been off. Mm-hmm. Everything's been playing. Yeah, I'm sure plus extension, the fastball's probably going to not play as well as it probably did. And, that's that. And I mean, you trade Brandon Sproat, who's probably a back end starter, and Jet Williams, who's a solid up the middle player. And 4 or whatever it is, 6 months later, you flip them and you get a back end starter, a second baseman, and maybe a fixer up outfielder. So, I mean, all things considered, I don't know. It's fine. Of all David Stern's, missteps over the last however long. Yeah. I don't think Freddy Peralta is actually really necessarily that big of a misstep. I think all things considered.
Well, it made sense.
At the time it made sense. Yeah. Again, it did not work out, but I think where they ended up with where they were before the acquisition of Freddy Peralta, things could have been worse. It's not like they gave up major assets for Freddy Peralta.
Sure.
Brandon Sproat isn't anything incredible. I've never been as high on Williams as a lot of people. I think all things considered, yes. Was it kind of a disastrous tenure for Freddy Peralta in Queens? Yes. But I
think he'd be the first to tell you.
Yeah, and no, I think Peralta. I think Freddy Peralta.
He's a pro. He's not happy with himself. I'm sure. And whatever. I just hope when he comes back to Citi Field, people don't boo him, which they probably will, and whatever.
They probably will.
But it's just it's really
maybe one saying.
It wasn't his fault. I mean, it was his fault, I guess, but whatever.
He will ultimately be probably a forgotten man.
So, I was just gonna say he was like you'll literally be like, oh yeah, he was on the Mets for a minute. It's kind of like what's his name, Verlander.
Yes,
you forget, oh, he was a Met. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was.
I think there was.
It was a minute,
Yeah, there was probably even more hype for Verlander.
Yeah.
But I think it's similar where it's exactly
probably a bigger star too.
A half season that went just about. I mean, Verlander personally, it didn't go maybe as poorly as it could have. He wasn't good, but
he was fine.
Yeah,
he was also 40.
Yeah, exactly. It for him individually, it didn't go as terribly, I think, as it did for Peralta.
Sure,
no, but for the team where again it goes disastrous, it's a disastrous first half. They move on.
Right.
Freddie's also probably lost himself a lot of money.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
This season. So.
That sucks. Yeah. I mean, it sucks for him personally, but not whatever.
He'll still.
I don't know what kind of.
I'm curious. Does Tampa offer him the qualifying offer?
They can't.
Yes, yeah.
That's that was the other thing was David raised the point of, does this eclipse the qualifying offer for the Mets? I mean, in their estimation, obviously, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Although there is the consideration of, what are the Mets doing next year, and did they not even want to risk accepting the qualifying? Then again, would they, depending on how he pitches down the stretch here, is he going to get the qualifying offer? I think that's also still probably a question, which is kind of crazy, considering where we were 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But I think, I think I think the conclusion is, you get 3 prospects.
Yeah.
You get, that's probably better than a comp pick I guess it would be at the end of the first. I actually don't know how it works because the Mets are in the.
Yeah, I don't really know how it would work either. Yeah,
but basically extra draft pool space. An extra however much money it is in draft pool space. I think you get back 3 prospects, all of whom have a chance of making the major leagues.
I think me personally, it took me a little while to call it on the season. I think I've finally accepted that there's not a miraculous
I think when
there's
they're
not a
calling
miraculous
it,
there's not a miraculous run in them, and first of all, I don't think it's in them, certainly not in this team, but second of all, it's almost just not even mathematically possible. So at some point you have to call it, and now you're looking forever next year. So we're looking towards the future, and in that respect, this is probably a good thing.
They had to move. I think they had to move Peralta.
I think it was worth. It was between. You have to basically. Like you said, the math isn't there, and
it's not happening.
You have to.
It's
move,
not happening. Yeah.
You have to recoup something.
Yes,
exactly.
If you were.
I mean, he's got egg on his face. Let's be honest. Obviously, Stearns. But whatever. You got to salvage something.
You have to. Yes.
I don't know if he's keeping his job or not keeping his job, or I know this year he is, but I don't know what's going to happen down the road or who the new manager is going to be and all that. But he's got to do something to fix this mess.
Yeah, I think trading the relievers is pretty easy. We'll see what they do with Brazaban and Weaver.
I hope Luke Weaver sticks around. I'll be honest. If we want to have a chance, I don't know, I mean, but I also think his value could be great because who doesn't want a back end reliever who's been successful? Any team that's going into the play, that has playoff hopes.
Yeah,
And
I think the next, I was saying a couple of days ago, this sell-off is different than 2023 when they were kind of clearing house for David Stearns to come in and make his mark, as opposed to now, obviously, that's not going, then David Stearns is not operating like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I think in 23, Epler was kind of, at least at that point, under the understanding that he would be staying, but he wouldn't be in charge. And, also they had 40-year-olds to trade.
Yeah.
And,
I think Stearns now has the ability to keep the guys he can see contributing past this year. He can keep the guys around that he can see contributing past this year, which in 23, they weren't even really going to do that. Mostly because I think most of the guys they traded were on expiring deals anyway.
Right.
There isn't as many this year, I feel like, on expiring deals.
I mean, the guys...
The only one really remain... Or Holmes, right? Holmes is on an expiring deal. Holmes,
I mean, obviously,
Raley are the only 2.
Yeah. Is that it?
I think. Robert, what's Robert?
Robert has a team option. No one's taking on Jorge Blanco's
Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor, yes. We'll see about that.
Yeah. No.
I mean, is that it?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the Mets in a little bit about that, but should we discuss the breaking news overnight?
I think elsewhere around the league. Again, by the time you guys are listening to this or watching this, Mets might have traded more other players moves, already by then, because we are now officially under 24 hours.
Well, certainly, because we've neglected to mention that we will be operating on the behalf of the Mets and the Red Sox during this episode and negotiating a trade live here.
So
maybe Breslow and Stearns can get some ideas from them.
I'm going to post it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Take some notes.
So you might see it might spoil a trade that's going to happen once it gets.
I plan on taking whatever we agree to here and using it as engagement.
Yes, exactly.
And doing it like a trade proposal.
Yep. But anyway, elsewhere around the league,
Luis Garcia's going to the Yankees.
Luis Garcia is going to the Yankees. What else happened today?
Screwball.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you kind of.
Sorry.
That was kind of a joke. Tarek Skubal went to the Dodgers.
Yes.
No, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, no, the rich got richer last night. Listen, what Cedar Rafaela does to a team. That's the reality. I mean, listen, their so-called ace. He got a couple homers off Cedar, got a couple homers off him. Sox take 2 games, and that's what they make a team do. That's what the 2026 summer Red Sox do to a team.
They move the needle.
They make a team go out and trade for Tarek Skubal. And will that be enough to beat Anthony Siegler? I don't know.
I mean, it remains.
We'll maybe see in October, but no. In all seriousness, yes, the Dodgers traded for the best pitcher in baseball last night.
Because why not?
Yeah, they had the ability to do it. They have the ability to sign him long term, and they'll probably end up doing that.
And they also would have the ability to do it 3 more times if they had.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the funny thing.
Well,
they did it without trading, according to some prospect rankings, for their top 4 prospects. So,
and how does that work, though? How is that? How are the Tigers agreeing to that?
Because their 5th best prospect is still really good.
Right.
Their 5th best prospect is good compared. Now, do I think it was a light return for Tarek Skubal? Yes,
I think you can
still.
make the case.
Because you really hold out, right?
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand personally how they agree to that deal on Saturday night when the deadline's Monday. So like almost 48 hours before the deadline, a little less than 48 hours. I don't get how they agree to that deal. That far ahead of the deadline and not just wait till the last moment, see
how much you could get.
Exactly.
But on the other hand,
I also don't understand how they don't get Emmett Sheehan instead of River Ryan, which was
I think they should have got both.
But the original package, at least Sheehan was originally rumored, and then he wasn't. He's now pitching in an hour against the Red Sox. I don't know. But it seemed light to me, but the Dodgers again have the capability to do it.
Well, and I think all 3 of us don't subscribe to the Twitter, nonsense that like Dodgers are ruining baseball and yada 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 yada, and they're buying championships. And okay, like again, I don't like the Dodgers. I don't root for the Dodgers, but if you follow baseball and you don't think the Dodgers are the standard for how a team should be run, then you're not paying attention.
Right, you don't have to be happy about it. You're just mad at the
wrong
wrong
people. Have to be. Exactly. You don't have to be mad at your team management. Like it's they hate us because they hate us. And that's what it is.
I still say, even if you are mad about it, and even if you're mad at the Dodgers about it, you can't argue that it's bad for baseball, in my opinion, because people love a common enemy. People love to root against the same team. You really think people aren't going to watch the Dodgers in the postseason to see if anyone can beat them?
Of course.
People are
already doing that.
Objectively, they're a very fun team to watch.
Absolutely.
Every night they're going to have Yamamoto or Skubal or Ohtani or Blake Snell or Tyler Glasnow.
Right.
Like they're going
not to mention their lineup.
Yeah, some of the best starters in the game going out there every single night. So objectively, they're just a fun team to watch. But 2, people are going to root against them. People are going to want to see these plucky Brewers or the
Red Sox
take them down in the postseason.
Exactly.
It is good to have a common enemy. Anyone says that it's bad for the sport, I don't get that.
But I did hear a counterpoint that it's going to be the catalyst for the lockout or whatever.
But this,
sure, they're the owners all of a sudden.
I'm not saying
exactly.
Now all of a sudden, they're gonna lock people out. They were already leaking about a salary cap,
and this also wasn't money related. This was a trade. Anyone could have done this. The Rays or the Brewers could have done this. They have the farm systems.
100%. The Rays.
And I get people.
The Brewers too.
Why didn't they?
Well, the argument is, people are saying it is about money because the Rays and Brewers know they're not going to be able to extend him. Okay, who cares? You have a chance to win the World Series this year.
Exactly.
Go and
he's going to free agency.
Yeah,
But that's the other thing.
Exactly. The Dodgers aren't going to extend him.
They're going to extend him. He's going to go to free agency.
Let me ask you this.
You are trading for Terry Skubal with the uncertainty that you're going to have him beyond a half season. But that's not a concern. Benefit of trading for a half season of him is you can win a World Series. And then it doesn't fucking matter if he leaves.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think because they have him now, it increases their chances of signing him long-term or no?
Yes,
I think it increases them, but probably not like.
I think they were also going to be one of the main players anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like them, the Mets, the Yankees. It's going to be the same people.
Yeah, I think they were going to be one of the main players anyway. Yes, I'm sure if he goes and wins a World Series there, does it increase their percentage to extend him? Of course, but like
I hate to be the bearer of bad news to people who like baseball in the middle of the country, but the interests of baseball do not align with the interests of the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know what to tell you. It's not the case. You unfortunately in this great capitalistic society that we live in, the teams that make more money and the teams that have more money are more important. And frankly, drive ratings and bring people to the ballpark. But hang on. Right, but the 24 and 25 World Series, we were looking at this yesterday, significantly outdrew the 23 World Series. And what was the 22 World Series? The Phillies
22 was Phillies
and the Astros.
Yeah.
I don't know how that did, but it did. I don't think it certainly didn't
Phillies
do as well as
big market though. No.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of it's fine. Yeah, but again, it didn't draw like the Dodgers. Again, the interests of the Dodgers are pretty much there. And what would get the best ratings in terms of an NLCS? Would be the Mets and the I don't know this anymore. Yeah, with the Mets and the Dodgers,
the Mets and the Cubs, the Cubs. I feel like the Cubs.
But I mean, the Dodgers are yes.
I don't know what to tell you. Like your interests are not in the best interests of baseball, and you can convince yourself that they are, but you're concerned about your own interests, which is fine. But I do think. I don't know. It's gonna get interesting over the next 6 months because I don't know what the big market owners are going to. Because really, if you're a big market owner, you should be saying, again, Steve Cohen can withstand losing this money. Lord knows what's going to happen to the Dodgers now because apparently the Dodgers are under some kind of federal investigation.
Yeah,
the Dodgers ownership. Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to go. And I don't know how all this is going to go. But at the end of the day, the best interest of baseball is getting the Dodgers and the Mets and the Yankees and the Red Sox in the league championship series as often as possible. Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. This was the point I was going to make, but it's not. I think the Mets are a very good example of just because you spend money doesn't mean you win.
Yeah,
sure. And I also think not only do the Dodgers spend money, they spend it in the right places, and they have the starting pitching depth that is unmatched. And if Game 7 of the last year's World Series did not prove that, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
And they found the winning formula. And like I said, how long have I been saying that the Mets need more starting pitching? And it's good starting pitching. Yes, they need an ace, but they also need depth. And they just haven't had that in a very long time.
Almost have a full rotation beyond their healthy rotation.
Exactly.
And
they almost have an A team and a B team.
The other point with the Dodgers, I know most of them were healthy last postseason. These are a lot of guys who we don't know if they're going to be healthy when the postseason rolls around. But they've built their team in a way where it doesn't matter as much. But I talk about this core five that they have. Yes, there's a chance all five of them will be starting.
But they have a B team that's just as good. Yes,
but Blake Snell is injured a lot. Tyler Glasnow's injured a ton. Shohei is dealing with his knee injury right now.
No, but this is what I'm saying. Game 7 of the World Series, they use 5 or 6 starters.
I think it was
starters, not even relief pitchers.
If you can get them throwing any amount of innings, they are going on a per inning basis. They have the best pitchers in the sport.
Yep.
So again, once you get to the postseason, it's about covering innings. It's about getting through innings. And if you have one after another of the best pitchers on a per inning basis in the sport, you're probably going to win the World Series. It's really a simple thing.
And it's but defense wins championships. But
it is defense.
It's I know that's not my point. It's it's true. Yeah. Because I'm telling. I mean, yes, they also have
their lineups also.
I was just going to say they have a very good lineup. Yeah. But let's be honest. Again, I don't know what the hell Freddie Freeman is made of because he never stops producing. But I'm saying, they are, and I remember I said this at the beginning of the season, they are an aging lineup, but for whatever reason, they keep producing and whatever.
Slow down a little bit.
Sure, but overall, they've been
He's also playing shortstop.
pretty consistent, you know. So it's just like eventually that's going to run out, but it's sustainable because their pitching is so good. So it's like the Mets are such a good example of it because you as a Mets fan cannot complain that your team does not spend money, right? But they just spend the money in all the wrong, like literally all the wrong places. Like you were saying, David was saying today.
Not all the wrong places.
Well, this season at least, or this off season.
Yes.
But David was like, every single signing did not pan out.
Not only did not pan out. That's one thing. Okay. I mean, a large percentage of them were literally the first percentile of like outcome. It was between Semien, Polanco,
I don't think
Peralta.
I don't think this is first percentile.
That's true. Semien, maybe it's not first.
I think it can get worse. And it will get worse.
Like you saw it coming.
Polanco, Peralta.
Polanco, yes.
Yeah.
Literally, Luke Weaver was the only one who
Weaver and Williams has been fine.
Yeah, Williams has been okay. Yeah. But other than that.
But I wouldn't say Williams has worked out necessarily.
Right.
No,
he's been okay.
What are they paying him? They're paying him
like $20 million.
Yeah, I don't think he's been a $20 million reliever caliber. That's like one of the best relievers. That should be one of the best relievers in baseball.
It's also relievers are also because you're not.
Diaz also got hurt, and you can't.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying it's but like
you're not paying for Devin Williams' ERA necessarily. You're paying for his change.
Yeah,
you're paying $20 million for.
No, I know. I just
you know,
if I'm talking about most reliable guys in baseball, night in and night out, D. Will has not been.
No. I'm not
near
saying
the top of that list this year.
Yeah. That's the thing. I wish they would do
Luke
more
Weaver
things.
Has been.
I wish they would do more things like the D. Will signing because the D. Will signing is, he was bad last year or he wasn't as good last year. He throws the best changeup in the sport, and that's what we're paying for. You go get guys who do things so much better that far and above, much better than everyone else. That's what Pete Alonso did. Pete Alonso was again one of the best power hitters in the sport. And instead of going out and replacing them with power hitters, they replaced them with guys who square up the ball, and it hasn't worked out because they don't hit for power.
Yeah.
There's a gaping hole in the heart of the line.
Yep.
But
final point on the Dodgers. People will also say, okay, it's bad for the sport because just hand them the trophy now. But people who say that, I just don't think really know how baseball works. Because again, it's baseball. Like, did we not watch the World Series last year?
Sure.
Or I mean, the LDS, they kind of ran through the LDS and LCS, but either way, did we not watch 2024 LDS? They were down. They were on the brink in the LDS in 2024. Last year, World Series, they were down 3-2 heading to Toronto. And the Blue Jays were literally an inch away from winning the World Series against them. And we're not having this discussion where just hand the Dodgers the trophy, they win it automatically every year.
Right.
If IKF takes a step bigger lead over at third base last year. So it's baseball. Weird things happen. Yes, do the Dodgers have the best team by a fairly considerable margin on paper? Do they have one of the best teams of all time? Yes. But it's baseball. I don't know. Let's let it play out because it's fun. It's fun to see if a team... It's kind of fun to have a super team because it's not like basketball where you have a super team and it's kind of a guarantee. The Warriors teams, I know they got beat by LeBron that one year, which again shows that anything can happen in sports. Right. But when they got KD, it was kind of a guarantee that they were going to win the NBA Finals, and they did. And that's kind of just how basketball works. But baseball, anything can really happen in a 5 or a 7 or a 3-game series. So let's let it play out. I don't think it's bad for the sport. Does it kind of suck for everyone competing? Yes, because the Dodgers are considerably better than they were 24 hours ago.
But my thing is, it's to me, if I'm just gonna play this. If I was a MLB GM right now, what?
Nothing.
I would look to this as this is the standard of how I should do my job. And I understand not every team has the same amount of money. I get it. Yeah. But on the other hand, it's it's not just the money that what they do well. It's how they choose their personnel and what they go after and how they fill holes and how they, find talent. And I don't know. Like there's a lot to it, and I just think they do everything right.
I think on the Scooble front specifically, I was saying this to David yesterday. I don't know what the Tigers think of Zaire Hope. The Tigers might think Zaire Hope is like one of the top 10 best prospects in baseball. I would say there's probably a decent chance.
I mean, I would hope if they took that package again on Saturday night. Like, I would think that they do,
Which is something that's not necessary. You know, everyone this time of year gets obsessed over the prospect rankings and looking at all that.
Every team has different.
All right, Just like how there are, you know, for people there are like for normal people there's like 3 prospects.
Yeah, exactly. There's Baseball America, there's Fangraphs, there's Pipeline.
But like you said, there's like every.
It's like
team.
how you weight grades.
Exactly.
Right? Like in school.
Every team has different evaluations of these players. So and especially with guys like that where they are near the top or they're on these top 100 lists
overall too.
Yeah, right? So it's some are probably going to be ranked a lot higher than they are on these top 100 lists than others. When it's high talent guys like that, like some might see them as
And Zaire Hope's been a guy who has been mentioned in that kind of, you know, in those conversations before. So I don't know. People, you know, could the Brewers or the Rays have done it? Maybe. We also, I don't know what kind of conversations we had, and I don't know. Maybe the Tigers looked at the Brewers and Rays systems and said, "There's no one here that unless they're trading us Jackson Chourio, there's no one here that's gonna, you know."
Does he have any say in it? Because I would think
Scooble.
No. Oh, I was gonna say he did
want to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why?
That was reported. That,
yeah.
Which.
I mean. Who knows?
Which
I doubt that.
I do. I have. If that's true, that Scooble wanted to go to the Dodgers, I think it's a little cowardly on his part. But
why wouldn't you want to win? I mean,
does he really want to win that way? Like, I get it. Yes, you want to win, but like,
I don't know. I get it.
Again,
and he's also like looking at his future. Like, where am I going to get the most money?
It's just Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. Like, and I know this isn't a signing, so it's not the same thing. But like, still, like, I'm just saying on the principle of if he actually did like want to say like he wanted to go there, like that's the same. If
I was a baseball player, I'd want to go to the Warriors. I'd want to go to the Dodgers.
Even worse because the Warriors didn't win the year before. The Dodgers have won the past 2 years.
There are 2 ethical 100 millionaires in baseball, and they are Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto, because they chose to, slay the dragon.
Yep.
Or at least to attempt to slay the dragon. And it's also, I was saying it yesterday, baseball doesn't realize how much it needs the Mets. Baseball desperately needs the Mets, because as soon as the Mets win, as soon as the Mets beat the Dodgers, it's not like everyone's going to come flock. Some people will come to the Mets, but there'll also be some people who are scared of playing in New York.
Yeah.
So like, it's not, you want parity, let the Mets knock off the Dodgers, and then all hell will break loose.
Well, that's
and also,
not happening.
They have the best. I know, but they have. But realistically, in terms of the financial resource and the fact that they employ Juan Soto and Francisco,
if anything, does this not say the Mets need to sign Scooble in the offseason? Like they need to go all in, like now, especially.
We'll
see what happens. Yeah.
I don't know what.
Well, I did see a trend where 2024, Soto lost in the World Series, and the Mets signed him. 2025, Bichette lost in the World Series, and the Mets signed him.
Well, he worked out well.
So, I was going to say, so you better hope that an AL team can knock off the Dodgers.
We keep saying that.
Speaking of
that's a good transition, because the Red Sox are our only hope right now. We're like, what's the Star Wars scene? We're like, you're our only hope.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah.
You're our only hope.
Yep. Kim, maybe Kim.
I could sit out this because I actually.
No. Just then the Star Wars references too. But considering I don't know if you've ever even seen the movie.
I've actually barely seen them, but I know. You know why I know that from Star Tours?
It was a good reference. Why are you looking at the Major League roster?
I'm actually going to take a break, and then you guys can get into your prospect thing, and then I'll come back and chime in. How's that?
Okay. Well, all right.
Okay. So if you want to move over.
Okay.
So that brings us, to the next phase, which is David and I cannot move from this table until we agree. David, do you want to get in the shot now?
Yeah, you guys move over because I don't really know this stuff.
Well, you're still gonna join.
Yeah, I'll join. I'll come back.
Yeah, you better come back. It's your show after all.
Yeah.
So. I'm still not a full-time host on the show.
I think this could be quick too, because so basically,
yeah, no, it could be. It was fairly quick last time, I think. It was like 30, it was like 30 minutes last time, I think.
Well, basically, David and I are going to attempt to, agree to a trade on behalf of the Mets and the Red Sox. We're going to negotiate it in real time.
For some context for some listeners, if you only follow baseball through the podcast, the Red Sox, since the last episode, have lost 4 games, I think? Since the last episode about a month ago. Or almost exactly a month ago.
Oh, I guess we didn't really discuss the fact that the Red Sox have
the Red Sox have lost, I think, 4 games since, no, even less, 3 games, I think. Yeah, 1 to the Blue Jays, 1 to, maybe 4 by the time this comes out. We'll see. Yeah, they have a game against the Dodgers tonight, which you'll know the result of by the time you listen to this. But yeah, the Red Sox have worked themselves into a playoff spot, and fairly, not, I wouldn't say comfortably, but they're in a playoff spot right now.
In the second
4 games. Right? Yeah, they're in the second wild card by 4 games right now. They can get within 5 games of the division if they do defeat the Dodgers tonight. So the Red Sox have worked themselves into being buyers, and that allows us to do this exercise once again. We did it back in 23. That year didn't work out as well for the Red Sox.
No.
Who would they get at the deadline? Bloom should have listened to me, because they got, was that Luis Urias that year?
I think so. And it might have been like it.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
I don't.
Did they get a reliever or like a starter?
Probably. They probably got some fucking idiot.
Because Garcia and Sims was the year after.
And Paxton was the year before.
Well, no, Paxton was also the Garcia and Sims year.
Oh, that was 24?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had Paxton this year, right? Paxton was just on the team.
Yeah.
Yes. Chris Martin was there. I don't remember Richard Blair pitching for the Red Sox.
I don't think that was a deadline thing.
No. Let's see. I don't remember Jorge Alfaro playing for the Red Sox.
I do, but that was so I think it was
that was it.
Yeah.
And they traded Kike.
Yes, but that was like a couple weeks before the deadline.
I guess.
Yeah, that was because we were in Cooperstown.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah, I thought that was a couple days. But,
So last time we did this, the Red Sox didn't really buy. This year, I think we're pretty confident that they're probably going to buy, hopefully, a little more than they did that year.
they already have.
Well, yes, they did. Yeah, they traded for Curtis Mead, who is now no longer healthy and maybe
no longer with us.
Yeah, he's sadly passed
right.
Since they traded for him. No, he broke his wrist. So he might be done for the year, but they're hoping.
And Jamai.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, Jamai, who's been Rob Refsnyder reincarnated.
Yep.
And now here they are. They're, like we said, in a playoff spot and hopefully going to get some pieces the next 2 days or next day. And we're here, or I'm here, to try to give Craig Breslow some ideas, and Sean's here to try to give David Stern some ideas on what he can get back.
The last time we did this exercise, you acquired Brooks Raley and someone else.
Brooks Raley and Mark Hanna,
Oh, and Mark.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so the thing is, and this is what I said to David yesterday, David, if you say right here, right now, I will take on Bo Bichette for the next 2.5 seasons for nothing. Maybe you have to give me $1.
Okay.
We can call it, and that could be it. And listen, Boston needs an infielder. I know it's a lot of money. It's a big financial commitment.
I have to take on the entire contract?
Yeah, so I'm not eating any of that money. That's all you, buddy. That's all you. I mean, if I'm going to eat money, I'm going to need something else. Yeah. Let's see. Boston has 180 committed next season.
All right, so we'll go away from the Bichette idea then. If I have to take on the entire contract for now, maybe we'll revisit.
But he has options. Maybe you can make his time in Boston miserable if he's not playing well.
Yeah,
and you could try to convince him to decline those options. It's something to consider. True. We're gonna move away though. You're not.
I'm gonna move away Bichette? For now, but I might have to revisit it later.
I don't want John Holobitz and fucking who else? Who are some of the other guys?
What have you talked about so far?
Well, we just kind of recapped what the Red Sox have done since we were last on. on the podcast because they've lost 3 games, I think, since we last had an
Are you
episode.
serious? When was that?
That was like July. Yeah, I think July 3rd. I think. No, July 5th.
Exactly a month.
I think it was July 5th.
Yeah, it was after. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was. Oh
no!
Jesus Christ.
I spilled water. All right,
You want me to get a towel?
Kim, you can negotiate on the Mets' behalf. I got it.
No, I'll get a towel. You
No,
because you do this.
No, and then just let me know. Sorry, David, I didn't mean to spill on you.
Oh Jesus Christ.
I'll go get a towel. I'll go get a towel. Kim, no, David's gonna throw some names out there,
Okay.
and you're stepping into the assistant GM role.
But
All right, I'm about to get a deal done.
He's gonna fleece me.
Don't say that,
Because I don't know any of this.
All right.
Well, can I ask you like a hypothetical?
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll see what Sean thinks. What would it take to do something really blockbuster, like Lindor?
You're saying, what would I, as Craig Breslow, what would I be willing to give up?
Or what would I be willing to take?
Well, I'm not going to tell you who to trade for, but I can't negotiate both ends of this deal.
No, but no. But I'm saying, what would hold on. My question is, what would be realistic?
Yeah,
like that might be a chance.
I think
because clearly it would have to be a huge return.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably the separation. Is I think a lot of it is money dependent. If the Mets take on some of the deal, then yes, it would be a Franklin Arias.
I asked him what it would take to get Lindor. As
okay. Well, Kim, Kim, don't fucking start with Francisco Lindor.
No, I just think it'd be funny. I was just like, it's just like hypothetical. It's like it's like a hypothetical. Like, what would it take?
I'll give you Eduardo Rivera. Trade some Puerto Ricans. No. But in all seriousness,
I'm just curious if it would even be possible.
It would. I think if there's a team that's going to trade, I don't think Lindor gets traded at this point. Let the record.
I don't either. I just thought it would be a fun exercise.
Yeah,
like,
but I think if he were to get traded, the Red Sox are one of the teams that would probably make the most sense, just fit wise.
Right.
The fact that they would be able to take on some of the money, if not all
the money. I'm not fucking paying Francisco Lindor to play for the Red Sox. No.
All right.
But yes, I think if the Red Sox had to take on all of the contract, I think that would kind of be the separation. I think the Mets would want still Franklin Arias.
Absolutely.
The Red Sox, I don't think, would be willing to give up Franklin Arias.
So that's like your number one prospect?
Yeah.
Okay, what position?
Shortstop. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's not happening.
I would be surprised.
No, it's not going to happen either way. But if it was going to happen, Franklin Arias would be the guy that the Mets would would be the type of guy the Mets would be trying to get.
Will we have to continue to pay Lindor too?
No.
Oh.
I don't. Maybe they would. I wouldn't. He's a fucking.
Put it this way: the only way the Red Sox and even me, I think even me as Breslow, the only way I'd trade Arias is if.
With someone like Lindor.
What are you paying it down to? You're paying it down to $20 million for Francisco Lindor, possibly an 8-win short. Like, what are we doing? It doesn't even make any sense. Like he last year he's up to a 750 OPS, still playing elite defense, and last year he was an MVP candidate.
I'm aware.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at
Arias is really good.
No, I understand.
Also, I would have to pay him until he's 30.
It's like 5 more years.
38.
Whatever.
So, 34 million.
It's pretty old.
34, win the World Series.
34 million next year is fine, but
win the World Series.
34 million in 2031.
No, this isn't me negotiating. I'm not in negotiating mode right now. Now, I'm just.
I was just doing that as a hypothetical.
Yeah.
So until you got back.
I think.
Because I was curious.
I think the only way,
because I keep hearing this nonsense that he's getting traded. I'm like, he's not getting traded. Because it's absurd. The return you would need to make it worth it for the Mets is not happening.
It's too complicated because it's if you're the Mets, you can't trade him unless you're getting
and they're paying this contract. You don't want another Bobby Bonilla or whatever the hell his name is.
Unless you're getting someone who will pay you for the player he's been, which again is not something teams do, and it's not necessarily something you should expect teams to do, except in the case where you have a player who is exceptionally better than the field, except like significantly better than the field. You're not going to find Francisco Lindor anywhere else. Switch hitting shortstop with 30 home run power and elite defense. You just don't get it. So while you could say, yeah, you don't pay for the player that was, you play for the player that they're going to be, the fact of the matter is the player that he was is a player that you're not going to find anywhere else. Yeah, so if you're the Mets, you have to enter this as, yeah, you're paying for, we want you to be, you have to, in order to get us to do this, you have to pay for the player that he's been. And I don't, they're not going to, teams, the GMs just aren't built like that. And frankly, now a lot of teams are going to look at it and say, we don't really like our chances of winning anyway, because it's going to be the Dodgers or whatever justification they're going to come up with. And we're going to be paying Lindor until he's 38. And that's going to be that.
Well, this makes me feel better because
it's not going to happen.
That's what I've been saying. And I keep hearing it and it's annoying me.
It's not going to happen because teams aren't going to be willing to pony up what it's going to take.
I agree. That's why I asked, because I was like, there's no, and
because
name, all right, I'm just curious what you think about this. Name 3 shortstops in the league that are better than him.
Currently?
Yeah.
I don't know if there are any. I mean,
that's what that's my point.
Ellie De La Cruz, who the Red Sox have checked in on. Bobby Witt.
Yeah. Bobby Witt. You can make the case, probably for Ellie. I don't think I'd say Gunner.
No. That's kind of my point.
No, I know. I'm just curious. I think that's probably it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Mookie's not better than him. Not anymore.
At this point, I'll take switch hitting Lindor over again. Hit 30 home runs last season, and Mookie didn't have a very good offensive year last year.
Seager's been bad.
Again, also on the wrong side of 30 and not as good a defender. Realistically.
Yeah.
So that's the
thing is that
that's a huge point. That's a huge point.
They're better than Lindor right now.
And we'll see about Lindor.
Abrams, I can't say yet.
We'll see about Lindor, but Lindor's never necessarily been a guy who, it's not like he's, he's been, for the most part, and with the exception of this year, relatively healthy. B, I don't know. I think I could see a slower decline based on his kind of skill set as kind of more of a guy who isn't, reliant on big
speed,
big, big motions, big actions with his body,
like a Reyes.
Yeah, I guess Reyes is probably more of like a high effort kind of, but even like I'm talking like it's not like he's O'Neal Cruz swinging the bat 80 miles an hour and then all of a sudden he's going to enter into his 30s, and then it's all going to deteriorate and the home run power is going to go, and all of a sudden he's going to be a 240 hitter with a 300 slugging percentage, hitting 10 home runs and solid defense. Right. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be. I think it'll be a slow, steady kind of like I'll go with for right now he's a 270. I'm using these very generic, because it's just easier. So like a 270 hitter with 30 home runs, I'll probably go to 250 with 20 home runs and still good defense, and maybe moves to second base eventually, and it'll be a slow and steady decline.
That's why I wanted to do this exercise, because I think this actually gives me peace of mind, because I keep saying he's not getting traded, and then you hear in the back of your mind, or you go on Twitter and you're like, wait, is he actually getting traded? And I'm just like, I just can't imagine it's happening.
Well, I think there is an element also that
the Soto nonsense.
No, I don't even think that. I think there's an element also where I think David Stearns has to understand, and the Mets have to understand that, there will be consequences for trading Francisco. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything crazy. But there will be consequences. There will be consequences. It'll have long-term effects on the organization.
Yeah.
If you trade Francisco Lindor. I don't think there's any question about that. And if they don't see that, then, then maybe they will pull the trigger on something they shouldn't. But there will absolutely be consequences in terms of how you're viewed. And in terms of how the fans will react, and in terms of how
the fans are already fed up. Let's be honest,
certainly in terms of how you're going to fare next season.
Yeah,
So unless
you get a Major League Baseball ready shortstop,
and because what the problem is too.
Yeah.
And you can call me crazy and I do think Franklin Arias is probably one of the 5 best prospects in the sport. And should the Mets probably do Franklin Arias for Francisco Lindor 1-for-1? Probably, yes. But I would have to, it's one of those things where I don't think we'd be able to get it done on this podcast because I would have to think about it. I'd have to, and I don't know if I don't think I could just pull the trigger on 1-for-1.
Well, it's proven talent against unproven talent.
Yeah, and yeah,
so that's the big thing, and we all know that not all prospects pan out. Like we've seen it.
Yeah, and not to mention, again, Francisco Lindor has been there in October,
and he's been the face of the franchise. Like whatever you want to say, and again, I'm so tired of hearing that Soto and Lindor can't be on the same team nonsense. Like why? Like they're so different, and they have such different roles. Like
he performs throughout the season, and then you get to October against the best pitching, and he's still
exactly.
He's still hitting. So I just it's not at age 33 or whatever the fuck it is. I feel like I had it's 32 or 33. He's going to be 30. He's going to be 33.
He's 33 soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Still young though. That's still pretty young. Yeah.
I can't.
But that being said, the clock is ticking on his prime for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, this is it.
Yeah.
No, there's a case, again, depending on where they think they are. That's the hardest thing with it is where are they? What are they doing next season?
Right.
I don't.
Well, that's the $1,000
Is there a path
question.
back? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But if there's not,
we'll
then,
see tomorrow.
Then you get to If there's not, then you get to he's 34.
Yeah.
And 28.
Yes.
And,
yeah. No.
it's a very
no. The time is definitely running out.
Yeah.
This core. And not even core, but on Francisco.
Core is kind of gone.
On Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
but
right.
Francisco Lindor is still part of this core, I would say.
Absolutely.
But obviously, the clock isn't ticking on the rest of them. I mean, I would
young.
say the core is Ewing, Benj, Soto,
Alvi,
Alvarez, Lindor,
McLean. Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So you guys can continue your.
Who do you want, David?
All right. Well, I mean, if I'm looking at needs, I want Brooks Raley.
Okay.
I think I want Raley.
Okay.
What would you ask for Weaver?
For Weaver?
You guys
are
for Weaver instead of Raley?
Yeah, not both. Yeah. I think I just need one reliever. I mean, I could use two, but
for Weaver instead of Raley, such an interesting system. I think probably looking at for next season, I think Mr. Godbout.
Okay.
Plus Mr. Azakar. Let's see, and probably a pitcher.
Okay.
That's probably what we're looking at here.
For just Weaver.
Yeah, and I don't know, and I don't know in terms of the pitcher. I don't know.
What's his contract like?
He's making like $10 million next season.
All right, so I think I'm gonna stick with Raleigh.
You get less for him?
Yes, he's a free agent after the year.
Raleigh, I might want to bat also. Who do I want? And do I want to? Well, this is what, a club option on Robert?
Yes. Year? Yep.
Okay. So how much more is he making this year?
He's making whatever, like $6 million left or whatever it is. Yeah. There is also, Tyrone Taylor.
That's true.
No. Don't give him up.
Well, if he's going to go anywhere.
That's true.
I think Robert, more power. Not bad.
Tyrone's good
really
defense.
Bad this year. Yeah, we don't really need defense in the outfield, though.
No, it is hard playing that wall, though.
We don't really need a defensive replacement.
It's true.
And especially if you get rid of Darren. Just saying. I mean, Jaron. Darren. Why did I call him Darren? Sorry, Jaron.
I don't think Jaron's listening. I think it's.
I don't know why I said Darren.
All right, yeah. So what about? I don't know if I love the Robert fit, but it's a bat. I don't want to just trade for Brooks Raley. Like, I could trade for just Brooks Raley.
Okay. I'm listening. Sorry.
I'm just looking through everyone. Soto, I don't think I'm going to be able to get him.
I think that's going to be a pass.
Like, Bichette, Okay, well, how much would you be willing to eat on Bichette?
Depends who we're getting back.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, if we're getting back, I mean, that's the thing. If we're talking about eating money on Bo Bichette, we're going to start to talk about the higher end of the pitching.
Like,
if we're going to talk about Bo Bichette eating a lot of money on Bo Bichette,
Witherspoon and like Einstein,
probably, yeah. If we're eating a lot of money on Bo Bichette plus, and then that's where we'll start to talk about. Yeah. Let's try this. I could do Brooks Raley and Tyrone Taylor, 2 expiring contracts.
Yeah.
I could do Godbout. The pitcher they got from the Brewers, what's his name? The one that I just said before. This guy, fucking Holobets.
Okay.
And let's see, one other guy, Franklin Primera.
For Raley and Tyrone Taylor?
Yes.
Wait, no. What? What are you doing?
All right, try it. You gotta try it. Right, for Raley and Robert, and we will.
What about? Who would I have to? What about Alvarez?
No.
You're asking me to shift into a different place. Jake
I don't know.
Bennett. That's what I assumed.
Yeah. Plus.
Okay, Bennett plus.
Plus probably some of the guys I've already mentioned.
Okay.
Or maybe there are a couple other 18-year-olds that are. 16.
I would need to give one of the major league pitchers back for Alvarez.
I think we'd consider. I think Einstein would be a consideration. I think then we can talk about it. There's also, I am of the belief, Franklin Arias is at the cusp of the major leagues. I'm not saying for Alvarez. I'm saying if you want to do it, which is not something teams do, where you give me one prospect and I can give you, I don't even know if I want to do, I'm kind of just throwing it out there. I'm kind of coming up on the fly, but like Alvarez and, and maybe you kick in one more little piece and, Alvarez, Raley, and Taylor or something. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like something crazy like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for Alvarez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna circle back. I think I'm just gonna go Raley. And Robert.
Okay.
I'll take on the $6 million. That's fine.
What's the buyout? Okay. Well, what's your offer? What's your offer? We can talk about the money.
Okay.
We could talk about. So assume. Yeah, we could talk about the money on Robert. So what were you thinking?
Raley and Robert. For I think I can do Godbout.
Okay.
Let's go this here. I can do Godbout.
He's a weird one too. He's like a right-handed hitter. I saw some of my fan graphs were saying he kind of has.
He's hurt, right?
What with what?
Hand.
Okay. All right. I did not know that.
Yeah.
60 days. Okay. He's hurt as of. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I can, Rayleigh and Robert for Godbout. Eduardo Rivera. And, like, I can give you, I don't know, the lower guy.
The catcher?
Huh?
The catcher that I said?
Which catcher? The
Franklin Primera?
I don't think I could do Primera and Godbout for.
This is for Rayleigh and Robert?
Yeah.
All right. What about... Hang on.
I don't want to give up. All right.
Wait. Okay. But Godbout's coming back now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He's been hurt. Okay.
Yeah. My official first offer is Rayleigh and Robert for who would I say? Godbout, Rivera, and Blyce.
No. I don't think is Miguel Blyce any good?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I could try to get the name.
No, I'm not. I can't say that word. Let's see. You said Rayleigh and Robert and that would be what? That would be you take on all the money, or
what's the buyout on Robert?
I don't know.
$2 million.
Yeah, so that's $8 million.
Sure.
Well, still no.
But
Still no. Let's see. I haven't. Is Eduardo Rivera going to be a starter? What's his deal? Interesting little player.
I can do Uberstein also if you prefer him.
Instead?
Yeah.
No. I think, what about for Rayleigh? You said for Rayleigh and Robert. Okay. So you're looking to acquire an outfielder or a right-handed hitter?
A right-handed hitter, yeah. I'm looking to just get a right-handed hitter in here, yeah.
Okay.
This is for anyone listening and like what I want the Red Sox to do at the deadline. I don't want this is like a supplementary bat. This is not like the main bat that I'm trying to get. Like this is just a bat that can like DH, like kind of platoon with like Massa and like depending on what they do with Duran, kind of just add another right-handed bat in there. But yeah, it's not like this is like the George Springer archetype. Like I know the Red Sox have been connected to him, so like the Springer, a Rosarena, and probably like the lesser of those, but like someone I'm getting, and I'm going and making another trade for a better middle infielder after this, and another catcher also, like Tyler Stevenson or something. So that's my thought process as Craig Breslow here. This is.
Let's see here. I'm still, I'm familiarizing myself here with the Red Sox. What's the deal with this Blake Wehunt fella? What we got here? We got a changeup. We got it says splitter on Sox prospects. Looks like he's in AAA. What was he? Let's see. 9th round in 23. Interesting. What do we have a video on him here? Okay, so as it stands right now, Robert and Rayleigh for Rivera. You said Rivera, Godbout, the injury to whom I did not know about.
Yes.
Which listen, that's a bad job on. I you can blame it on me. I blame it on my assistant general managers. Whatever.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about me.
Well, I think he was. Yeah. You should have been telling him about the injury to Henry Godbout.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I didn't know anything about this. So it's something that we do have to think about. It was Godbout, Rivera, and who?
I said Blyce originally.
I think instead of Blyce, we'll probably try like they have like one of the who was there was a guy in like Double A or not Double A rookie ball. Fuck, I had him up here too. Hang on, bear with me a half second. I have another name that we could put instead of Blyce in place of Blyce. Joscairo Ramirez, like an 18-year-old. He's like a center. He's like a 5'10" center fielder who's like he's in rookie ball. Okay. And it's just like a guy, just a name.
Where is he?
He's at the bottom. He's like 56.
Oh, okay.
He was like a $300,000 signing or something, I think. Right, yeah, or 800.
I thought you meant he was 56 years old, and I'm like, no. That's pretty old. That's my age.
I'll
right back.
Okay. I think.
What about Chang?
No.
Who's Chang?
He's.
No, I wouldn't give up Chang anyway.
Do you know who he is, Sean?
Yes. Need some backup shortstop. What about? How about this? I'll throw it out there. Rayleigh, Robert. I'll eat all the money on Robert. Jake Bennett.
No, not a chance. The two, they are not nearly as valuable as Jake Bennett.
Worth a try. All right, so back to the drawing board there. Let's see. And what is? I really would love some additional information on Henry Godbout. What kind of hand injury? Like, was he hit on the hand?
I couldn't tell you.
Let's see. Well, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to because you have to give me the medical information.
It was a broken hand.
It was a broken hand. Okay.
Yeah. It was hit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, I mean that scares me for sure. What about this Dorian Soto fella?
I like him.
All right, I don't care. That doesn't really answer my question. What? So, let's see. Well, all right, then. All right, I guess not.
No, I mean, like, I can listen. I can listen on him, but... what about Mikey Romero? You want him?
I don't think so, right? No, at this point, I don't think. Wait, did I trade for him already?
You might have. No, I don't think so.
I think I probably asked about him. I know
for Hammy.
I thought it might have been Mikey Romero.
Blaylock.
Oh, right, yeah, Blaylock.
Yeah.
It might have just been those two.
I think it was someone else.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it.
I would really... And who's this Hayden Mullins now?
I like him too.
Left-hander. Potential up and down reliever. I really hate the lack of information that I have on these people. Let's see. So he's in Double A. Who are those pitchers that I just said? I said Wehunt
and
Wayhunt
and
Hayden Mullins.
Yeah,
both in Double A. Let's see. Let's check out Double A. Fastball, slider, throws a cutter. Looks like he's pitching pretty well. Does he get ground balls? He does get ground balls. I think instead of Rivera, Wayhunt is going to be probably one adjustment that I would make. Just quickly here. Okay. Just by judging by it quickly. Where is he here? Okay.
Okay, then I'm not gonna have a good third piece.
Where is he? Oh, okay, no, okay, they're right next to each other. 25. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I can do Uberstein
as the third piece.
Yeah.
And this is. I don't know if I want to give up Luis Robert.
I don't know if I even want. Okay, well then you're not. Then you're getting you're not getting Godbout then. You're not giving up Luis Robert. I'm not.
I can do no. Okay, but that's fine.
I'm not giving up a top 10 prospect for.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. So so then right now we hunt for Rayleigh, and then I'm gonna ask for something else.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, that's fine.
How are the two pitchers? Mullins, and I'll kick in TT.
I really just don't see the fit for Tyrone Taylor.
You literally just tried to trade for fucking David. He has an 800 OPS.
No, I know.
All he does is hit home runs, David. And I know there's the big wall, and he's a right-handed hitter, and you get scared. But again, something you have to remember, and something that people forget, is that the wall is actually pretty close.
Yeah. So. Final ask. What was your proposal? And I might accept this, but I just want to ask about someone. It was Mullins and Wayhunt for Rayleigh and Tyrone Taylor?
I guess. I need to... Yes, sure, fine.
I don't love giving up Mullins, but...
You see, Mullins is the one that I'm unsure about right now. I think. Just judging by it quickly. Because, I look at Wayhunt, and you know what I see? I see Bradley Blaylock. I see another one.
Okay,
good to bring him on board.
My only question before I agree is... Well, I don't even know if you've officially proposed it, but is what would Clay Holmes take?
You're asking me to go to places that I haven't really gone to. Let's see. Clay Holmes. I don't know. Who are some of the names that I've said? What, you want to do Clay Holmes and Brooks Raley?
That'd be ideal.
Let's do. So Clay Holmes, Brooks Raley, and TT?
No, I don't need
just
Tyrone.
Clay Holmes and Brooks Raley?
Yeah, I can figure out the bats elsewhere.
Wayhunt, Dorian Soto, and John Holobitz. It is an idea.
Okay. What about you wouldn't replace Rivera with one of the pitchers there?
I need to see about this Holobetz fella. He's in AAA, right? He just made it up to AAA. Yeah. Let's see. Do either of these guys throw hard? Just out of curiosity.
Rivera throws hard.
Looks like Wayhunt throws hard also. Nice differential between the fastball, the sweeper, and the splitter. I don't know. I don't know. Is Rivera getting ground balls in the minors? Let's see. I don't think I'm going to trade for Diaz a car. Rivera. Or not Mariano.
Say Mariano.
So Wayhunt. What? We could do Wayhunt, Rivera, and Soto for Clay Holmes and Brooks Raley.
Yeah.
I think I don't like it enough that I could say yes. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I feel like it's fine. And you would probably rather do. You would rather do obviously Godbout than Soto, I would imagine. You think?
Probably.
I'm concerned about the injury. I already had concerns a little bit about about God bouts.
Probably, yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could go down to that, just because I already had concerns about God bouts profile. Yeah. I think, and then a hand injury kind of scares me.
Yeah.
So I think instead I'll go after the 18-year-old. Yeah. So I think that's
yes.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, okay. So the final deal is Soto.
Oh, and you agree?
Soto.
We said Wayhan and Rivera.
Sure.
Okay, deal.
All right.
Holmes and Raley?
For Holmes and Brooks Raley.
Okay, yeah, deal. I'll make that deal.
Did you say Soto?
I don't know. I kind of feel like I got fleeced. I mean, I don't know how I could have done better.
No, yeah. I Dorian Soto, I think, is a good,
If I asked for another 18-year-old, would you have said yes?
Probably not. Well, depending on who.
Not him. Probably the other guy that I said.
Okay.
What was his name? I already forget his name.
All right. You have it written down?
Yeah, I can get to it there. All
right, so Craig.
Clay Holmes.
I'm happy that I was able to get Holmes. I'm a lot happier. I think Holmes was better.
I think
Holmes was a better fit than Robert or Taylor, I think.
Blake Wayhunt.
Apologies to Blake if I'm pronouncing his name wrong.
I'm pretty sure the pronunciation guide on Sox prospects I think said Wayhunt.
Okay,
I don't know where that went. I'm pretty sure it said Wayhunt.
Okay.
So we acquire Blake Wayhunt, Dorian Soto.
Yes, Dorian Soto.
Dorian Soto.
And Eduardo Rivera.
And guess what? I was reading Fangraphs earlier, and you know what comp they put on Soto? How about Ketel Marte?
Oh,
that's great. And Eduardo Rivera.
And you got a guy who can pitch down the stretch and see what he is with Rivera.
I think that actually makes some sense.
Yeah. All right, so
I
Craig,
look at that, and I think that makes
Stearns,
sense.
if you're listening, we talked through the negotiations already.
It took all of what? 18 minutes?
Yeah. That was pretty impressive. We handled all the negotiations for you. For the Red Sox, now, again, if I'm Craig, I'm talking Red Sox deadline plans. Now you got your depth starter with Holmes. He fits into the rotation. He takes Sandoval's spot until, I don't know, if Garrett Crochet's coming back this year. If he does, then you put Holmes in the bullpen. Either way, maybe you put Holmes in the bullpen. But it gives some of these younger starters some rest with Bennett obviously reaching his innings high along with Foley. So that's a big, I think Craig needs a depth starter somewhere. Really good fit. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if he'd be willing to pay the price for a guy like Holmes or if he'd go more depth, but I think.
And Soto's been terrible this year.
Soto's been rough this year.
No, he's been terrible. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But you know what? Listen. You take a chance.
Yeah. And then the Red Sox need a left-handed reliever. Giovanni Moran's been great, but I think another left-handed reliever is huge for them. Obviously, they have Chapman, but he's the closer. He's not really going to come in as a lefty specialist. So I'd like another lefty. Brooks Raley, I think, is a perfect fit for the Red Sox. I genuinely think there's a decent chance you see the Mets and Red Sox come together in the next 23 hours on Brooks Raley. It makes a lot of sense to me, but we'll see.
Fucking 67% zone contact rate and fucking rookie ball. God fucking damn it.
Then if I were the Red Sox, beyond that trade, I would go middle infield bat is huge. Obviously, that doesn't really line up with the Mets as much.
Bo Bichette.
Yeah, not Bo Bichette. But some middle infield bat and then a catcher. And it doesn't even need to be a good catcher, just someone that you can play that's not Wong and Narvaez every day. But yeah, I think this mock trade would fit two big needs that the Red Sox have at this deadline, and depth starter and a lefty reliever. Those have been near the top of my list for the long time. The top of the list is middle infield bat, which I would go elsewhere to acquire if I were Craig Breslow. And there's a lot of options between C.J. Abrams. I know the Zach Neto stuff is getting a little out of hand with their asking for Franklin Arias. I'm not doing Franklin Arias for Zach Neto. But
I did just ask for Franklin Arias for Francisco Alvarez.
That's true. But
I said plus.
I think honestly, I think that's even more reasonable than Franklin Arias. I think that's more reasonable than Franklin Arias plus for Zach Neto, personally.
No, for just Alvarez, I said a pitcher.
Yeah.
I didn't say.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that'd be a good trade for the Red Sox. Craig, get on it. Depth starter, bullpen help, lefty reliever. You can do 2 of them right there, and then middle infield bat and a catcher. Those are the 4 needs that the Red Sox have at the deadline here.
I think they're. I'm. If I were a betting man in the next 24 or whatever it is now, 23 hours, I think there's enough there where I think the Mets and the Red Sox do match up.
Yeah, I think there's a decent amount of fits where the Mets with a guy like Holmes, with a guy like Raley. I think those are 2 fits.
I think those would be 2 very good, very.
I think those are 2 fits that make a lot of sense for the Red Sox. Holmes is just a guy who can come in, eat innings, to give these younger guys some rest, give them extra days of rest. You can still have Sandoval in the rotation. You can go a 6-man rotation for a little bit here. And yeah, I think I do think they'll acquire a starter.
Piggyback too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can piggyback Sandoval and Holmes, especially as you're bringing Holmes back. I mean, I don't know. Holmes might be ready to go now. But I think people probably say I think Mets people might say I was a little light on Holmes.
Yeah, but I think with the market that's been set, I think it makes sense. With the rental starters, I think.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, how does that?
Peralta.
How does that package compare to Peralta?
Yeah, I think it's probably definitely higher upside. I think than the Peralta package.
I think I agree. Although I also think the Mets would say that Gary Gill-Hill, is a higher floor kind of guy, if not a higher ceiling. Aiden Smith, I just think it was more throw-in, and I think obviously the best. You could probably make the case that the best prospect moved in those 2 deals, which is interesting, and maybe I should have done better. Is the second baseman from the Rays?
I think so. I know Soto's having a bad year, but I think so.
Like he was a big time. He was like a $3 million.
Yeah.
Right? Am I making that up?
No. He was.
He was a big international. Okay. $1.5 million. So. Yeah. I don't know.
I think it makes sense though. I think you could see the Red Sox and Mets lining up. Whether it's Holmes or not, I just think Raley makes a lot of sense for them to line up. And I know Raley has a lot of suitors. Anyone could use a Brooks Raley, really. But I just think near the top of that list is probably the Red Sox, especially because they inquired about Minter as well. So I think I could definitely see it.
I wish the Red Sox. Well, I wish Mr. Godbout was healthy. Yeah. I wonder years from now how that'll look. Because I really what I was looking for, I would have liked stronger up the middle.
Yeah,
I think would have been something that I would have liked if I could do it over again. But anyway, all right.
Well, the Red Sox are starting.
Red Sox are starting.
So
all right, so we're gonna.
I think we're gonna sign off.
Okay.
Kim, this is who the Mets have acquired. They've acquired Eduardo Rivera, Blake Wayhunt, and Dorian Soto.
Another Soto.
And the Mets got a first-hand look at Eduardo Rivera. He looked pretty good against them.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Where he went 4 shutout, right? 4 shutout, I think
so.
Or like
I think it's 3 and 2/3. The Yankees also, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I think we have entered the part of the season where we're Mets fans for Red Sox. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So we don't. That's what I was saying to you, David, today. Like, they're our last hope. We want, unless it's the Yankees, I want the American League to win the World Series.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I am right now. Because I'm assuming that it's going to be the Dodgers.
I just don't care.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. But if all other things being equal, you'd have to hope for the Red Sox.
Oh no, I'm rooting for the Red Sox.
Yeah, but other than that, right?
Yeah, no. Otherwise, I just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy the trade deadline.
All right. And
so hope the Mets get some good prospects.
Let's go Red Sox.
And go Red Sox.
Okay. Go Red